Welcome to today's Explainer. Have you ever noticed how just sitting quietly in a room with a dog, a cat, or maybe even a horse can just completely shift your emotional state? It's wild, right? Well, today we're diving into a truly fascinating psychological connection. We're breaking down insights from the silent bond, why animals heal the human soul. So get ready, because we're going to unpack exactly what's happening right beneath the surface when we connect with our animal companions.
So, why do animals heal us? I mean, it literally feels like magic when you experience it, doesn't it? But actually, it isn't. Beneath that warm, fuzzy feeling is some seriously profound psychology. Today, we're going to break down the actual, real-world mechanics of this silent language of healing. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll be looking at 1. The human-animal bond. 2. The power of empathy. 3. Giving unconditional love. 4. Healing and stress reduction. And finally, 5. Introverts and animal connections. Let's get to it. Starting right off with Section 1, the human-animal bond. Okay, let's dive into this. We so often think of love as this purely human construct, right? Tangled up in all our complex societal rules and dynamics. But the psychological reality presented in our source material really strips all of that away. It's simply this: animals love people. They are entirely capable of directing this profound, absolutely measurable affection right toward us. This relationship, it isn't just some surface-level attachment. It is rooted in deep, foundational psychology. Moving on to Section 2, the power of empathy.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how that silent love actually functions. It starts with high empathy, which is feeling the pain of others as your own. Think about it. When a dog or cat sits next to you on a really bad day, they aren't just oblivious. They are actively sensing your state. It creates this shared emotional mirror between species. So you're literally never grieving or stressed alone, because that companion is experiencing a reflection of your emotional pain right there in the room with you.
And that brings us to Section 3, giving unconditional love.
Because, well, it's one thing to just feel someone else's pain, right? But it's another thing entirely to provide active comfort. This is unconditional love, the genuine love that animals give us. Look, human relationships are beautiful for sure, but let's be honest, they usually come with conditions, expectations, and, well, baggage. The genuine love an animal provides is such an incredible contrast to that. It's totally uncritical, it's immediate, and it acts as this absolute emotional anchor when the human world just feels a bit too chaotic. Next up, Section 4, healing and stress reduction. So, having this emotional anchor actually changes us physically and mentally. But how exactly can animals help reduce stress? I mean, it's absolutely wonderful to feel loved, no doubt, but we have to look at how that actually translates into a measurable reduction in those heavy, daily psychological burdens we all carry around.
So, the crucial point is that it's a synthesis of everything we've talked about so far. Step 1 is harnessing that high empathy. Step 2 is combining it with unconditional love. And together, that facilitates Step 3, profound emotional healing. You see, when your daily stress is met with completely uncritical affection from an animal that just willingly shares your emotional state, your nervous system is actually allowed to calm down. It's honestly a brilliant, perfectly natural mechanism.
Which leads us nicely into Section 5, introverts and animal connections.
This brings us to a really fascinating intersection. Why do introverts love animals more? We're looking at personality types that, generally speaking, need to recharge their energy in solitude, right? And we're seeing how that perfectly aligns with the specific type of companionship that animals offer.
And this brilliantly illustrates the contrast. Look, human interaction is often complex and demanding. It requires just massive amounts of cognitive energy to navigate all those subtle social cues and expectations, and that can be incredibly draining for an introvert. Animal interaction, on the other hand, is quiet, genuine, and unconditional. It offers this profound sense of connection without that heavy, energetic tax of socialization. An animal doesn't demand you to perform for them, they just require you to exist.
We've spent our time today exploring how animals feel our pain, how they give us genuine love, and how they actually reduce our stress. But all this leaves us with a pretty striking final thought regarding that silent bond. Are we simply absorbing their healing energy, or is the very act of caring for them, of providing them a safe space in a super complex world, actually healing us from the inside out? So I'll leave you with this. In the end, who is really healing whom?